How to originate leads as a wholesale mortgage broker. So maybe you're a mortgage broker right now and you're thinking of different ways to generate leads, especially in this market. The time that I'm filming this video, we're at the tail end of 2023. So you know it's definitely a challenging market, especially when you're a wholesale broker and you have to invest your own money to acquire leads. Now, most mortgage brokers purchase aggregate data, aggregate leads. These are internet inquiries from sources like LendingTree, Lower My Bills, Free Rate Update, maybe even Lead Point. If you're not familiar with these vendors, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you the basics and just kind of a general understanding of what kind of lead sources that you could find and leverage as a mortgage broker. So first off, with regards to aggregate leads, when you open an account with like LendingTree or these big platforms like Lower My Bills, your company has to usually have like an established relationship with them. Now, some companies or some brokerages are not that big, so they don't have that type of presence or they don't have that type of account with these large vendors. But if you do, then solid sources are, of course, LendingTree and then Free Rate Update. Now, Free Rate Update are aggregate leads, but the perk is you can control your bids. So bid is basically how much that you would pay per lead. And with Free Rate Update, you have different toggles. So you could toggle VA loans only, or certain loan amounts, or certain FICO scores, and then you can activate certain states. So if you have a large footprint, but let's say you notice that a lot of your deals predominantly are from like Florida or from like Ohio or Maryland, then you can activate certain states within your licensing footprint to focus on it. Now keep in mind though, because those are popular states, more than likely other brokers are on that page. And so what does that mean? That means that every lead acquired from that particular state becomes that much more valuable. So instead of bidding, let's just say $20 per lead, because that state is popping, you're more than likely gonna have to bid upwards to $29, $30 plus for that specific state. Now you might be like, but D, that costs a lot. Well, not really when you really break down the numbers and you look at it in a way as a business, because as a broker, you are running a business. So for a $30 lead, if you can originate that loan and turn it to $3,000 in commission or $6,000 in commission, then that $30 cost really isn't nothing. And not only that, but you're able to expense it as a business write-off, and you're also able to utilize an LLC credit card. You know, there's a lot of uncomfort with regards to investing money. And I know a lot of you are saying, but D, man, I don't want to spend $30 a lead, because if I bought 10 leads a day, then that's $300 a day. And if I work 20 days out of the month, then that's like $6,000, D. Man, I don't want to spend that much. Well, the reason why you don't want to spend that much is simply because you're not properly prepared. Fortunately, I'm bringing you information so that you can find the exact way of how to properly approach these leads. So another way that brokers are originating deals right now is they're generating leads that are coming by way of triggers. So a trigger lead is when a mortgage company, you know, does an inquiry. Basically, one of the credit bureaus sells that inquiry on the market. And so maybe Experian lets you know, like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, they're shopping for a mortgage. Now, granted, they do this with multiple companies. So they're not just selling it exclusively to you, but aggregate leads are not selling exclusively to you as well. So like LendingTree probably might sell it to Free Rate Update, might sell it to 4 different companies. And then what happens is if those 4 companies or those 3 companies pull that client's credit, now it's game on, because what happens is the credit bureaus will then sell that inquiry to multiple lenders. And so it's very important that your wordplay, your cadence is set up properly so that you are able to secure not only the loyalty, but also the commitment for the entire 15, 21, or 30 days that it takes to close that client. Because best believe your competitors are calling that same prospect because they just got word that they're shopping for a loan. So keep in mind that trigger data, although cheap, you know, you still have to go through that reign of potentially coming across people who are already locked in, or they are already fed up because their phones are being blown up. That's typically a problem with aggregate leads, is because once they do that online inquiry and it's sold to 4 lenders, and then one lender pulls a credit, next thing you know, this prospect has 19 different companies trying to call them. And you'll know, because when you hear from them, like, man, I talked to a company already. They said they couldn't help me. And you just got to have the proper wordplay. Fortunately, at SalesRemastered.com, I provide provide you that wordplay. It's a free script, super helpful. Make sure you check it out after you watch this video. Another method as a mortgage broker with regards to generating leads is you go to your company's profile. Now, I know this may not necessarily be proper way of hunting, but believe me, everyone is out for themselves. So if you go across your company's profile and you see a lot of reviews from purchase agents and maybe they mention the LO, of course, you could check if that LO still works for the company so you're not stepping on their feet, because that's bad business practice. But if it turns out that they're not working refinance, because there's a lot of loan officers that just focus on purchase and then they wipe their hands clean of that client. They're not like us, privy enough or smart enough to add that new client into their book of business and make sure that they help them on the refinance. A lot of loan officers who focus on purchase are intimidated by the refinance process, which kind of baffles me because a refinance is so much easier than a purchase. Anyway, it's also vice versa. So a lot of refinance agents don't do purchase loans because they're intimidated with that foreign process. So you got to be comfortable, you got to be versatile and be able to handle both sides, understand how to switch your cadence, understand how to switch your approach depending on the lead types. But anyways, it's basically past funded deals that you're looking for. Another route is you see your team lead, maybe your VP as a mortgage broker. You typically have someone that you report to or you're on a team. And if you contact your team lead and ask them for departed agents leads, because chances are, like, there's a lot of brokers or loan officers who worked for your company that no longer work for your company, whether they completely jumped out of the industry or they now work for a different employer. Regardless of what that is, that business you have a paper trail on. And so with that paper trail, you can now do courtesy check-ins. You can give them a heads up that because they are a loyal member, they have incentives that they are entitled to, especially with your focus campaign that just so happen to be in their county. Now, you might think, well, D, if I offer them a refinance, they're just going to tell me that the rates are low. Well, as a broker, you can offer second liens. You can offer a HE loan or a HELOC, right? And so maybe your approach is under that premise. It's under that basis. So you're approaching them and saying, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I noticed that we helped you before maybe buy this house or refinance this home. And we have a campaign specifically for our existing clients or those that we helped within the Orange County area access their equity by way of a second. So it's a home equity line of credit or a home equity loan, which is a fixed second. And what I'm going to do is send you out some information about that, so that way you're at least aware of what you're already entitled to. Now, while I got you on the phone, before I send it out, let me button it up a bit. Now, if I were to give you access to some equity, what would you do with it? Now, this is going to be very important because you just bridged into the discovery portion, the discovery phase. Little did they know they're already taking technically an application. But the good news is you should have their information because you already funded their deal. So how easy is that? The only thing you'll need really is updated documents to submit to the new lender. And when you get them in and hooked in, then you can actually assess their situation to figure out if they even qualify for a second or if a cash out refinance is going to be better for them. So if you like this video, make sure you like it, comment below, let me know what hack that you favor most, or maybe share with me a hack that you use with regards to generating leads. I hope that it helps all my mortgage broker friends out there that is looking for a way to stay active, to stay busy. And again, don't forget to download a copy of the sales script at SalesRemastered.com. And also, I have a free community for loan officers, whether you're a call center, self-gen, mortgage broker, loan officer, or even with a bank. So be sure to check out the school community. I'll leave a link below as well. Absolutely free to join. And you're going to see all the support and all of the wins and journeys and questions that other loan officers like you are asking in this community and getting answers, not only directly from me, but other winners and top producers within the community. Check it out. I'll see you there. Now it's your time to hit the thumbs up if this video helped you. I love engaging with you in the comment section below. Lastly, please share this video with someone else that can benefit from this topic. Thanks for subscribing. Look out for the notification for my next video, and I'll see you there.